What's going on, guys? Bengal again here, coming back at you with another video. And today, rebuilding the Baltimore Ravens. And I know what you might be thinking. The Ravens don't need a rebuild, and you were right. But it's the name of the video series of my entire channel, so give me a break. Baltimore Ravens rebuild, led by Lamar Jackson. He won MVP last year. I think it's safe to say he's regressed this year, but he really is in a tough situation with his offensive line. You look at left tackle, Ronnie Stanley, out for the year. I think Orlando Brown Jr. moved over to left tackle, but he even struggled at right tackle for some of this year. Marshall Yanda, who will be a first ballot Hall of Fame right guard, retired. They really don't have anything at left guard or center, and the receivers, not the best at getting open. Create almost no separation compared to the rest of the league. Hollywood Brown's a good player, extremely elusive, but even he's not getting open all that much, and you need more than one weapon. So we kind of have to revamp this offense a little bit. I think we have a great situation at running back. We're going to talk more about it, but hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. It would support me out a ton. It's free, and I guess you can always unsubscribe later if you wanted to, but that would break my heart. Baltimore Ravens rebuild coming up. Let's talk about this team. So, of course, as you can tell from the thumbnail, this is not a hyper-realistic rebuild. I will be doing another realistic rebuild of the Ravens later on in this year, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But I pretty much go back and forth doing realistic and these fantasy-style rebuilds on the channel, so you get the best of both worlds, and I will eventually do your team in the style that you like. But now that everyone is back and healthy, this is the team we're looking at. Ronnie Stanley, Orlando Brown Jr., they are our tackles for the future, no matter what. Orlando Brown Jr. is going to want to go to another team in free agency. I will not let it happen. 24 years old, star dev, 82 overall. I'm in. Now, the interior of the offensive line is not ideal. What? Bradley Bozeman, Matt Skura, and I don't even know who this is. Ben Powers? Oh, yeah, I remember him at Oklahoma. Didn't realize he was on the Baltimore Ravens now, but it isn't even great. I think I'd prefer Tyree Phillips, last chance U player that wasn't even on the show really at all, if I recall, but ended up transferring to Mississippi State and was a decent player there. I think he actually has some potential, and I'd prefer starting him over Ben Powers. Ben Bredesen in there as well. DJ Fluker. Do I really want to play him anywhere? I don't think so. At receiver, it isn't great. Willie Snead, like, has pretty good hands. He's been okay for a long time, but really never better than okay. Dez Bryant is on the team. I mean, it's kind of wild. Like, the team picked up Dez. He actually hasn't been terrible. I think he started off with a drop and then had a few catches for the rest of the game. Hollywood Brown's in there, but one of the guys I'm focusing on big time is my guy out of Texas, Devin Duvernay, hook 'em horns, great returner, and also someone that can fly. 93 speed almost feels a little bit disrespectful, although I probably wouldn't put it higher than 95. I think 94 would have been good, so 93 I guess is fine, whatever. Route running could be better, but he has great hands. I think he is a prototypical slot receiver at the next level, and he's going to be playing a lot. I'm playing him as my third receiver right now, and I'm starting another rookie in J.K. Dobbins at running back. He's fantastic. He is clearly the best running back on the Ravens, in my opinion. Mark Ingram's regressing in his old, and the Gus Bus is fun, but he isn't as dynamic as J.K. Dobbins is. I think Dobbins is a really, really good player, and he should be a really good long-term option for us. Patrick Ricard, or Ricard. I always go back and forth. I think it's Ricard. Fullback slash D tackle. He's what, 290? Yeah, 6'3", 292. He has played D tackle. He's really a two-way player at times, so that's really, really fun. Lamar Jackson, of course, we talked about him. Former MVP. I'm changing his ability from Truz. I think it's terrible. I will give him Gambler. I don't know how that's going to play in simulation per usual. And then at tight end, we have a beast. Mark Andrews, only 24 years old. Top 5 tight end in the league as far as I'm concerned. Really, really amazing player. Love Mark Andrews. And then Nick Boyle, really solid player in behind him. He has superstar development, which I think is extremely suspect. I think he and Mark Andrews should be swapped in terms of who has superstar dev. He's a great run blocker who has developed as a receiver over the years. And of course, Macaulay Culkin in behind him. On the defensive side of the ball, we have some guys I like quite a bit. Deshaun Elliott, another Texas beast. Loved him at Texas. He's finally healthy, and he's played really well for the Ravens so far this season. Has had a couple of hiccups, but overall has been a really good player. At strong safety, we got Chuck Clark, Anthony Levine Sr. Geno Stone was even a pretty good player at Iowa. So I don't know who we're going to play at safety over the next few years, but Deshaun Elliott sure will be there. Strong safety, a little bit more of a question. At linebacker, love Patrick Queen. Top 15 player for me in the draft last year. Ended up falling to the end of the first round. I thought he was the biggest steal of the first round. If you remember watching that biggest steals of the draft video, I think he's incredible. You talk about someone that moves really, really well in space, has extremely good awareness of where he needs to be in coverage, especially in zone defense, and goes sideline to sideline and tracks the football well. Patrick Queen, I think, is going to be a stud, and he should be a really, really good player for us. Also have LJ Fort, but I think I'd probably rather play Malik Harrison. He's only 22 years old. I liked him quite a lot at Ohio State, and I think he could be a really, really good player for us. And I would prefer to move LJ Fort down just because I don't want LJ Fort to be on the team long term. He's not super old at 30, but he might as well be 35 in Madden because at the age of 28, players start to regress. So he's going to be down to like, what, a 71 next year? Maybe a little bit higher. So he just won't be progressing the way that Malik Harrison could. So I want them two in the middle. Of course, the team also traded for Yannick Ngakoue. They have Tyus Bowser, Jalen Ferguson, some decent options on the edge. I can tell you right now, Pernell McPhee is not going to be one of them. Traded for Calais Campbell for nothing. That's because he's super old, but is also still a really solid player, even if he wasn't the player that he used to be. Brandon Williams is a great option. I was a big fan of Justin Matabuike. We're going to move him up. They brought in Derek Wolfe, have Jihad Ward, of course. He is a Raiders rebuild legend, if you've ever seen that video years ago. I don't even know if it's still public on my channel. And then at cornerback, we have Marlon Humphrey. Top 5 corner in football, I think it's safe to say. He's only 24 years old. Really, really good player. Marcus Peters. He's in that top 10 range as well at corner. He's certainly a #1 caliber guy. Jimmy Smith, Tavon Young, who's always injured but is a great nickel option. I think I'm going to move him in front of Jimmy Smith just because of star development. Even though he is 26 years old, it's not like he's going to be my long-term option there. He might develop to like an 82. But Jimmy Smith, who is an 82, is only going to go down as he's 32 years old. He's not going to be a long-term option. But that is the breakdown of the team. There's so much potential because this team, year after year after year after year, drafts so well. But J.K. Dobbins is going to play every position. Yannick Ngakoue needs to be a rush end over Pernell McPhee. And then, of course, we need to move other guys around. But that's the team. I will see you guys for the midseason mark after I consider some trades. So I think Calais Campbell really is someone I might look to trade. He's 34. I think you risk him retiring after this year, but I'm holding on to him for at least one more year, I think, based on his contract. Next year, I would trade him if he doesn't retire, because he will be paid a lot of money then. But right now, it doesn't make sense to trade him. Who is in the final year of their deal that would actually have value? I mean, Tramon Williams is 37 years old. DJ Fluker, maybe? Tyus Bowser, someone I might want to hold on to. But I just don't think he has a spot on this team, so maybe not. So many guys only have 1 year left. Like, way more than I thought. I might take down this team, like, a lot. Okay, monster trade here. Mark Ingram, Pernell McPhee, and a first-round pick for a first-rounder this year and next year from the Jets. I maybe gave up too much value with the first-round pick, depending on how good we're going to be. But I just figured that I don't think that pick's going to be too valuable. I think it's going to be number 32 in the first round. And I can get other first-round picks from teams. And I think Dez Bryant, Willie Snead might both be on the move. The receiving core isn't great. I got to move some of these guys around. Like, I have to. Okay, big trade involving Nick Boyle. Now, the reason Boyle's on the move is a backup tight end really is not going to get targeted too much. He's a really good development trade, and his contract's big. So he's someone I'm really looking to get rid of. I'm trading a ton here. I know Ravens fans will be like, oh my God, you're trading all of our best players. Not necessarily with Dez, even Jimmy Smith so much anymore. But a lot of this Ravens team does have to go to create salary cap space for the future because Lamar Jackson, when it comes to extension time, is not going to be cheap. You look at receiver, Hollywood Brown, if we want to keep him around, not going to be cheap because he's going to be a higher overall at that point. Mark Andrews, not going to be cheap. Orlando Brown Jr., who's listed at, what, left tackle right now because of the Ronnie Stanley injury, not going to be cheap. On the defensive side of the ball, Don't really have to worry about Calais Campbell so much. Brandon Williams is already expensive. But Matthew Judon, playing on the franchise tag right now. If we want him back, might have to franchise tag him again, which wouldn't be cheap. A right outside linebacker, Yannick Ngakoue, playing under a huge deal right now. He's going to be expensive to bring back as a really talented player off the edge. Look at Marlon Humphrey and Marcus Peters. They're big contracts. Like, we're paying our corners so much right now. So I do have to get rid of some of these guys. Otherwise, we are not going to have a talented team going forward. So I do have to get rid of some talented players right now in order to set us up for the future. Remember, this is Madden. I got to make moves that will work in Madden. Willie Snead and Derek Wolfe get me a first-round pick from Indianapolis. I think that was important because I am going to move somebody down. I think most likely Matt Judon moves down to left end. I would consider Yannick Ngakoue there, but probably not. And then DJ Fluker, LJ Fort, and a 6th-round pick gets me a first from Miami. So let's go ahead and see the new team, because I have traded a lot of guys, but mostly guys that were not going to be re-signed, that were impending free agents. So I think we've actually made some pretty good moves. I don't know. I still want to keep it the same. I just picked up Eric McCoy, but Matt Skura is not going to play. Could trade him. There might be some interest out there. So I might do that. Tyus Bowser is a weird one because I'm just not sure what's going to happen with Matt Judon yet. He's 28. He's clearly not face getting into the game. He's okay. Didn't even realize the Ravens had DeAnthony Thomas. Maybe I did. Special teams, we didn't even talk about Sam Cook and the best kicker in NFL history, Texas Longhorn legend, Justin Tucker. He is a beast. They should give Superstar X Factor to kicker so Justin Tucker can have it. 99 kick power seems like too much because Justin Tucker isn't drilling from 65, you know what I mean? But 98 kick accuracy feels well warranted. He is very, very good. Is there anyone else I really want to trade? Just maybe Skura and Anthony Levine or Tramon Williams, if I can. That's so dumb. I would have tried to make the trade a little bit more realistic than what just happened, but Matt Skura and Tyus Bowser are headed to Dallas, and we just solved our right guard issue in an instant by picking up Zach Martin. Yeah, that was a really bad one. I mean, amazing for me. I can't complain. Madden needs to revamp their trade system very clearly, but now Jalen Ferguson's just going to take the spot that Tyus Bowser would have played. He was a free agent anyway. Judon moved down to left end. I'll probably end up moving to a 4-3. It's so much better in simulation, but I am curious to see how well the Ravens playbook is going to play. 82 overall, 84 offense, 81 defense. I definitely moved the team around a lot. I'm not sure if I made it worse. I think we're set up way better for the future, but it will be really interesting to see what our record is at the midseason mark. Ooh, Hollywood Brown has a dev trade upgrade, but the fact that John Harbaugh doesn't have a ton of coach XP right now kind of scares me. Hollywood Brown is not going to get those numbers, I can guarantee. We're 5-2. Second in the AFC North right now. Let me go back to the depth chart because I might try and play Hollywood Brown. Why is Chris Moore there? It's annoying. I might try to play Hollywood Brown in the slot just to get his targets up a lot. Now I need to make sure the CPU didn't move things around because that's really annoying if that happened. Devin Duvernay, star dev. I think that was pretty expected. Defensively, not too much going on. Some skill points that the CPU will upgrade. J.K. Dobbins had star, or, well, we don't know that for sure, but J.K. Dobbins has star. And, yeah, we'll see if Hollywood Brown can go off. I don't know if the Ravens playbook is one that really targets the slot receiver a lot, but it might be. There's no way he got 150 yards or 3 touchdowns. Yeah. So, he didn't get it. But he never was going to. We went we're 5-3 now after that loss. And who do we have to re-sign? Sam Cook, Matt Judon, Yannick Ngakoue. Other than that, I don't really care. Sam Cook is 38 years old. I can't bring back Matt Judon. He's just too expensive for someone that's only going to regress. But Yannick Ngakoue is definitely someone I want to bring back. I think it is unique. I always call him Yannick because it just looks like that, but I don't know. But Ngakoue is back long-term. Not even a bad contract either. Matt Judon, just got to let him walk. And then Cook is going to be too expensive for a 38-year-old punter. We can get him back for cheaper if he doesn't retire. So I'm just going to leave that as is. Spend some Coach XP and see you guys at the playoff mark. Can't even spend Coach XP right now. But I'll see you guys for the playoffs. This should be a playoff team. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. Missed the playoffs. Went 8-8. Every other team in the AFC North had double-digit wins. 13th best offense. Lamar Jackson was pretty good. He'll probably get some MVP votes depending on how well he ran the football. 17th best defense. 23rd in points scored is not good. And then 16th in points allowed. We were just middle of the pack. Lamar Jackson was pretty good. J.K. Dobbins was really, really bad. We need a playbook change for sure. Receiving, Hollywood Brown had a great year. Devin Duvernay had a great year before I moved him out of the slot. 963 yards, 8 TDs. I might stay in Baltimore playbook, but defense is certainly getting changed. Patrick Queen had a bunch of tackles. No sacks, though. 13 tackles for loss and 10 sacks for Calais Campbell. Judon and Yannick Ngakoue had almost no pressure. Marlon Humphrey with 3 picks. Patrick Queen had 2. Yearly awards, we got Matty Ice winning MVP. 10-6 Falcons. Ravens, Lamar Jackson at 9. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Patrick Mahomes. Lamar Jackson at 6. Defensive Player of the Year is Von Miller. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Justin Herbert. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Logan Wilson. Where's J.K. Dobbins? Number 7. Ooh, Devin Duvernay at 6. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Logan Wilson. Patrick Queen at 4. I'm actually shocked he didn't win. I should have changed sub linebacker. I don't know if he was my sub linebacker. He probably was and definitely should have been. But I'm actually really surprised to not see him win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So that's a little bit disappointing. But we are due for some playbook changes. Have to see what the offseason is going to do, because we do have money to sign free agents. We do have guys we need to bring back or consider bringing back, like Matt Judon. Who, is he down? He's an 81 overall. He definitely regressed, though. Only a little bit. 2-year deal. This really isn't that bad of a contract for him over 2 years. He wants to play for a new team. Well, have fun. Sam Cook regressed to an 80. I mean, I can give him a 1-year contract. It's not going to matter too much. He's going to test free agency. All right. See you later. Never mind. I was being nice. Well, Chris Godwin is here in free agency, and yes, I'm in. Say less. Never really see him in free agency, so I'm certainly going to offer him big money. Feel like that should be enough to get him. Superstar dev, only 25 years old. I could just draft a kicker and punter if I wanted to, but I think Corey Bojorquez might be the move. Like, 7-year deal, worth not a lot of money. 73 total points. That should be enough to very easily get him. And obviously, I'm not really looking at any other kickers. Carl Joseph, Marcus Williams, we don't really need. Okay, 86 overall team. What am I looking at? Any dev traits on offense that have been upgraded? No. The playbook change is going to be big for the defense. We're going to move to a 4-3. Calais Campbell is going to move inside a D tackle. I'm probably going to trade him. It's just probably just going to be what happens. Give me Chris Godwin. Big spender. There we go. New trophy. First time I signed a big free agent. What was that? Yeah, 90 plus. Chris Godwin. New addition to the Baltimore offense, and there we go. Getting open should no longer be a problem. We have a great group of 3 receivers for the future. Chris Godwin, Hollywood Brown, Devin Duvernay. The offensive line's really good. I think we got our running back and quarterback of the future, clearly. It's just about making some defensive changes. So I might as well change to a 4-3 right now so we can just see how things look. Oh yeah, Brandon Williams is also old. Kind of forgot he was 32. I thought he was like 29. So that kind of makes this a little bit weird. He's in the final year of his deal. Brandon Williams might have to get traded too. That's tough. That's tough. Ngakoue is going to move down. It'd be nice if Justin Madubuike had star dev, but he doesn't. So I don't know what we're going to do on the defensive line right now. The interior might just get ripped up. We might be doing some renovation on the interior. I don't know, man. With our current defensive line situation, like I moved Jalen Ferguson down and Ngakoue down. They want Justin Madubuike to play right end. I think we need to go like front 7. So it's going to be edge, interior. Like, those might be my first 4 picks. Obviously, depends on the class. I could take a safety. I think the offense is fine. I don't really want to take anything on offense. This just might be a defensive-only draft. Godwin is a huge addition. We are going to the draft. People complain about me skipping 5th-year options nowadays, but I don't want to overpay for 1 year when I can just sign guys for cheaper long-term. Giants have the #1 overall pick, and it looks like the top of the draft is all bad players. So I'm in on that because since we don't pick until 7, all the bad players will go off the board. Or it also just could be a really bad class. Mark Nicky looks unbelievable, but I can't take him because we have Lamar Jackson. Early first-round receiver in the 3rd. Enrique McLeod. All right, we might be taking at least one offensive player in this class. That is a second-round pick written all over it. Giants at #1. Go with Mark Nicky. 76 overall quarterback. I thought he might have even been a little bit higher, but 76 is really, really good for a QB. Panthers at 4. I mean, no one's really taken a stud after the Giants. Broncos at #6. Take a pretty good player, and here we are at #7. And I do not know what I want. Pretty good players in this class, but not really at this range. I don't really think I'm going to take a lot of early first-round players in this class. I think I might live in the mid-round, or like mid-first-round guy. Maybe defensive tackle would be an early first-round guy, but I'm trading down from 7. I think the Dolphins might be a team I look to do something with. All right, big trade going down. #7 overall for #10 swap. And then I'm trading Brandon Williams in a 3rd for a 2nd. So we're moving up from 79 to 42. And in the process, trading Brandon Williams. He's 32 years old. Like, it wasn't great, like, amazing value back for the pick, but we've done really well so far. So I'm super content to make that move. Moving down to 10, it's going to be a little bit cheaper to pay whoever we take. And there's no one that I wanted, that I had to take at #7. So I'm maybe not done navigating around the board, but I really wanted another 2nd-round pick, so that had to happen. Calais Campbell still could be on the move. I have to. I mean, he's just so old. He's really good, don't get me wrong, still at a 90 overall, but he's 35, final year of his deal, really expensive. I can get something back for him that'd be very, very good. Maybe with, like, the Patriots, they could probably use a D-tackle. #1 position of need. Give me #11. Straight up Calais Campbell. Not even close. Okay. Okay, there it is. 3rd-round pick next year, a 4th-rounder this year, and Calais Campbell gets me #11. I think that was a really good trade for us. So we kind of made it a little bit back with the Brandon Williams trade, as the Vikings just in front of us go with a 69 overall right tackle. Nice. And we're going to replace one Brandon with another. Brandon Webb for Brandon Williams. So Webb's going to come in and replace Brandon Williams. Mid-first-round guy, good top skills. I think he's going to be a decent player. 75 overall. He's ranked #11. We took him at #10. The next player will be a higher overall, which is very nice to know. Normal dev hurts a little bit, but he's really, really good. 83 speed, 86 strength, 78 power moves to go with 77 block shed. Kind of a beast. Brandon Webb. Not to be confused with Brandon Webb, the Diamondbacks pitcher, who was dominant for like 3 years in a row in baseball. If you guys watch baseball. Corey Kennard. Is he going to be my pick? I almost feel like Daniel Hunt is better, even though he's a mid-first round guy. Kennard's going to be the higher overall. Looks really, really good as well. Super fast, super strong, good top skills. I just wish I knew how good he was as a pass rusher. We're going to find out. 77 overall, #2 in the class. Looking like Brandon Williams, if I'm honest. 92 strength, 77 block shed, 78 power moves. 75 speed, 81 tackle. Wow, really, 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 really good player. Just unfortunately only has that normal development trait, which does kind of sting. But here we are at #14. I mean, even Daniel Hunt out of Bama looks so good. But I don't want to take another defensive tackle right now, so I think I'm going to go middle linebacker. Hayden Pearman to play left outside linebacker. Larry Timmons looks amazing as well. I would like to take him at 23 if he's available. But I think Pearman's going to be a better pick right now, even though Larry Timmons looks to be maybe the best player in the entire draft. I just think he's going to be available. Hold on. Is there another middle linebacker I could take? I'm nervous about Timmons going off the board. That's the thing. What makes more sense? To secure left outside linebacker with a player who's going to be really, really good, or take another defensive lineman? I think Timmons is way better. I hope he's available at number 23. I'm taking Hayden Pearman, 74 overall, only normal development. He's going to be a 76 overall at left outside linebacker. He's got 90 speed, nice block shed at 69. 78 hit power. Coverage is not very good. He's okay. Tell me Timmons is available at 23. Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart at 23, please. He is there. Oh my goodness, I thought he was gone because of Daniel Hunt. I'm taking Larry Timmons. Larry, welcome. Not the number 1 overall player in the class. He's number 4. Of course, normal development because it's Madden 21. That's the only thing that happens. 76 overall. He's got 89 strength to go with 84 power moves, 76 finesse moves, 76 speed. Block shed isn't really even all that bad. Can we draft a player with above normal development, please? It's so sickening. Only player on my draft board is Enrique McLeod. I am taking him here. Early first round guy. Think he's going to be really good. Just too good to pass up on, in my opinion. 76 overall, number 7 in the class. Of course, normal development, but he looks really, really good. Medium route running is the only thing that's not great, and it really isn't even all that bad. Enrique McLeod looks exceptional. The big problem is normal dev. Let's take Steve Blake here. Steve Blake, former Laker point guard beast. He's got good top skills. He's a late first round guy. He's going to be decent value. 72 overall, number 32 in the class. Took him at number 47. Of course, normal development, which in previous games was slow development. It is the worst development trait you can get. And it's all over every single auto-generated draft class. Makes drafting a ton of fun. I need to see the draft recap because we took so many normal players. Oh, this is Ravens. I'm like, we didn't have a number 1 overall player in the class. The running back he has normal dev. Paul Pearman, he has normal dev. Tim Kinney, normal dev. DeMarcus Porter, normal dev. Okay, every top player in the class is normal dev. What about the QB? He has star better. Brandon Youngblood, receiver, normal. I mean, if you were taking a player in the first round, you were getting a normal development player. George Clement looks pretty good. He has star better, second round pick. Terrence McCord, normal. Every player in the class, normal development, man. This is so boring to see time after time. Daniel Hunt, who we considered taking, looks really good, but normal development. Every single player in the class pretty much has normal dev. What is the point? Does everyone just not develop? Everyone is normal. Madden, please do something. I'm so sick of this. What do have we had 2 players with above normal dev so far? Maybe 3 out of the first, what, 30? Okay, I went down to Randall Benedict. He's the next guy with above normal dev. So let's count, including Randall Benedict, 4th round pick. For the top highest rated players in the class, I think we had up to 3, maybe 4. It wasn't more than 4. It was either 3 or 4 players with star or better out of the first, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. 3 or 4 out of 35 players don't have normal dev? Come on, dude. This game sucks. Hope you enjoyed that little rant. We're an 85 overall, 91 offense. Offense is really good. I think the overall tells you enough. Really, really solid team. We're deep at nearly every position as well. And then defensively, it looks disgusting because every single player has normal development, it seems like. But if these guys go up in development trait, who knows? Who knows what could happen? Either way, we are going to simulate to the midseason mark. See who we can re-sign. I'm just so pissed with the draft. 6-1 here in week 9. Not even at the top of the AFC North because of the Browns are undefeated. Lamar Jackson is going to be due a massive payday, as is Mark Andrews and Orlando Brown Jr. I have to move him specifically to right tackle, as he's currently listed at left tackle, which I don't love. He's still playing the position he needs to play, but I just would rather list him at his correct position. I forgot to make a coach name. Don't worry about it. Wow, that's devastating. That really is. And Lamar Jackson is back on a 7-year monster contract. Mark Andrews also needs to be brought back. I think he's going to develop into being the best tight end in the NFL. He is back. Orlando Brown Jr. He's going to get a 5-year deal. And he needs more money. That's fine. That's not really a bad contract. Deshaun Elliott, at only 24 years old, needs to come back. He's really not even too expensive. I can bump up the money on that a little bit. That's exactly what we're going to do. I don't really care for Taro Alaka, Patrick McCarry, Anthony Averett. Fine on a lot of these guys. Patrick Ricard, I just don't really want to give him money because I don't think he's worth it. Yeah, it's a fullback. They're not really playing that much. 6-2 after a loss to the Chiefs, but it does give us an opportunity to re-sign Orlando Brown Jr. long-term, and he wants still more money. All right. 9-7, just snuck into the playoffs. The Browns went 15-1. Lamar Jackson threw 16 interceptions, but otherwise his numbers were excellent. Rushing, J.K. Dobbins still really can't get it going. Why is that? No clue. Receiving, Devin Duvernay dominated. 1,300 yards from the slot, 7 TDs. Chris Godwin over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Mark Andrews was very good. Hollywood Brown was okay. Defensively, Patrick Lightning McQueen. No, he had a pretty good year, though. Rookie Hayden Pierman, though, dominated. 112 tackles, 10 for loss, 3 sacks, and a pick. That's Defensive Rookie of the Year locked up. No way it's not, right? Brandon Webb is a rookie at 9 sacks. He actually is going to make a strong push for it. Ngakoue, 9 sacks. Larry Timmons had 7. Corey Kennard was 6. Interesting numbers. I am curious why this team only went 9-7 as Lamar Jackson finishes in second behind Deshaun Watson for the MVP. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Deshaun Watson. Lamar Jackson at 2. Defensive Player of the Year, CJ Mosley. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Jerome Farley. No Ravens because we didn't really even draft anyone. As Hayden Pierman wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Webb at 2. Kennard at 3. Timmons at 4. Yeah, we pretty much dominated that, which you'd expect to as we drafted so many defensive players really, really high in the draft. None of them with better than star better development. They all had normal. Every single one of them. So that's fun. All right, can we beat the Broncos in the wild card? Yes, 42-24. But we are looking at a really, really scary team in the divisional. It is the 15-1 Cleveland Browns. They are a higher overall than us at 89. And they're going to be a really, really solid team. Tough to beat, but we might be able to do it. Nope, 31-24. Lose by a touchdown as we head into the offseason. Chiefs-Cowboys Super Bowl. It looks like the Chiefs won, but you never really know. Sometimes it like switches on that screen as Orlando Brown Jr. still wants more money. I mean, this is a super cheap contract, but he keeps declining it. Free agency. I'm trying to give you what you wanted. We're going to franchise tag him and re-sign him, I guess, next year. Bradley Bozeman on like a 2-year deal I'd be cool with. We can't afford it because of the franchise tag. Well, all right then. He wasn't super important anyway. It's just, you know, now we can't sign anybody in free agency. But I would way rather have Orlando Brown Jr. than anyone that we maybe would have seen in free agency. So it is time for the draft. We have some good picks. It's time to capitalize on them and hopefully get someone with better than normal development, if that's even possible. Oh my God, 3rd round baller, skipped the combine, dropped in the draft. Early 1st round talent, Bryce Wall could help us build a wall on the defensive line. And another skip the combine baller in Trevon Gandy. He's a late 1st round guy, but might be worth looking into. We pick at number 9 and 25. We are going to miss out on some really good players, I'm sure. But That's the draft sometimes. Who am I targeting? Josh Hardwick, maybe? He's a pretty good option with number 9, if he's available. And then at number 25, maybe Lawrence Taylor. I didn't even see that was his name. He'll play left guard. Has the name of the best defensive player in NFL history. Maybe he'll be the best offensive lineman in NFL history. You never know. Actually, we do know. There's no way. But let's see some of the higher overall players in this class go. Boyce is a 76 overall. You're going to see another one. Oh, Julian Dean was only a 73? Was that who I was looking at? Maybe. Who do the Vikings go with at 8? Jimmy Knighton. So we should have our pick of who we want. It's got to be Josh Hardwick, right? He's 6'5", 298. But he's going to be fast enough. Yeah, I mean, Josh Hardwick is the only pick here. The rest of the players are really good, but they're far down the board. So we need to maybe even consider trading 25 down. But I think I'm going to take Lawrence Taylor. Josh Hardwick is my first pick, though, out of Oregon. He is a 75 overall with normal development. Number 6 in the class. Took with number 9. Nice. Good speed, power move, strength, acceleration, block shed, tackle. Just, you can't take a player who doesn't have normal dev. It seems like it's impossible. And this QB looks really good too. Demario Chapman. We just don't need him at all. As Lawrence Taylor is my pick. He's going to play left guard. And he is a 76 overall, number 5 in the class. Took him at 25. Normal dev. Looks a bit like Humpty Dumpty. But that's okay. Because his attributes are really good. Might even be like a 77 overall left guard. Okay, Miles Boykin and Jalen Ferguson get me pick number 29. So I think I'm going to trade down from that. I didn't really want that pick per se. I just wanted more second round picks. So I might try and move out of that. They're just better players. We don't need Jalen Ferguson anymore at all. I'm thinking about moving Steve Blake. I know we just drafted him, but don't really want him. Don't even want Tavon Young in his contract either. Iman Marshall is good to play there. But I don't know who else has to move. Tavon Young is on the move. He's going to the Rams. 6th round pick also on the move as we get pick number 3 in the 2nd round. I just want some of these guys down the board. And I'm okay with reaching when I know they're really, really good players. So, like Jonathan Claxton, I think would be a decent pickup. But he's not really who I'm worried about. I want Bryce Wall and Terrence Truman no matter what. Bryce Wall is going here in the 1st round. 77 overall, number 2 in the class. Only normal development, so I'm not sure if he starts, but he's so good. 93 strength, 74 block shed, 80 power moves, 77 finesse moves, 78 speed. Monster player. Can I get anyone with above normal, please? Haven't had one yet. I might have an entire rebuild where no player I draft has above normal. Terrence Truman it is here. 73 overall. Number 18 in the class. Took him at 35. Normal development. He's a decent player. Could develop into being a starter. Not right now. Another defensive tackle. Can never have too much of those, right? Trayvon Gandy. Finally, someone with better than normal dev. It's going to be star. He's got high strength, nice block shed. Haha. No, he's terrible at like everything. But he does have star development. Who cares? Honestly, who cares at that point? Who cares? Is the outside backer still there? Nope. Sick. Last pick is Bradley Duhan. In the 4th. 67 overall. Normal dev. Good pick for the spot. He'll be a backup. Clearly. That's the end of the draft. I'm about to lose it.
It's like, oh, Bengal, all you do is complain.
Yeah, I do, actually. It's true. Tied for the highest overall player in the class. Can't really complain about that. But I'm sure, like, again, everyone is going to have normal dev, except for if you play running back, you have better than normal usually. As football team, got 2 of the top 3 highest overall players in the class. But it's basically like, if you don't play running back, you don't have better than normal. Safeties at times will have better than normal too. But they're all going to have normal. What about Barry Forbes? Normal? Of course he does. Everyone has normal. That is Madden 21. Okay, we got some dev trade upgrades at least. Didn't even notice. Patrick Queen Went up to superstar development. I wanted to call him Patrick McQueen again. I got to stop doing that. But the fact that he went up is great. I don't even know what's good here. Secure tackler, I guess. Why not? Pierman went up from normal to star. Love that for him. He's getting a lot better. Chuck Clark, I think he only had normal, so he's kind of just chilling where he's been. But I mean, it's just sickening. We have a lot of young talent on the D-line, but no one is exceptional. That's the problem. And even like Josh Hardwick here, the rookie out of Oregon, where are you really going to play without star dev? It just doesn't really have a spot. Specialists, I want to be a rush end. All right, sure. We just need some star or higher development players on defense, and we're not getting them. We have a sick offense, 92 overall. I'm running Tennessee and Cincinnati playbooks per usual, pretty much. And I will buy offensive line training boost. See you guys at the midseason mark. 5-3 at the midseason mark. Hollywood Brown is going to be a free agent. Who else? Anyone big? Marcus Peters, who's 29. Orlando Brown Jr., of course, is playing on the franchise tag. Eric McCoy. So we got a big group of 4 in here. Kind of want all of them back. Orlando Brown Jr. on a 5-year deal. He's back. Thank you. It was like the same deal you declined 3 times last year. Eric McCoy, 5-year deal for him. He's only 25. He wants more money. Understandable. Hollywood, 5-year deal for him until he's 30. Up the salary a little bit. And then Marcus Peters, like 2 years. 1 year. I'm going to give you 2. And he wants more money. Not sure we can afford Marcus Peters and Eric McCoy. So that's interesting. What are the big salaries holding us down? It's going to be Lamar Jackson. And who else? I mean, Zach Martin is fine for what he brings to the table. Chris Godwin is getting paid a ton. Ronnie Stanley. Yannick Ngakoue. He's going to be someone that's traded. Maybe not this year, but next year probably for sure. Playoff time, we made it. Wild card spot at 10-6. Finished second in the division behind the high-powered Browns as Lamar Jackson threw for 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns to only 9 picks. Great year from him. Rushing, he also had 4 rushing touchdowns. 227 yards only, though. J.K. Dobbins, 869 yards and 9 TDs. Maybe I might go back to Ravens playbook to get Lamar Jackson running a bit more often. Receiving, Devin Duvernay, beast in the slot, 1,200 yards, 10 TDs. Mark Andrews, 99 catches for almost 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns. Chris Godwin was not as good as he should be as a 97. But that's the game for you. Hollywood Brown, pretty good year. A little bit worse than Chris Godwin, but you'll take it. Defensively, Patrick Queen, 128 tackles, 4 for loss, 2.5 sacks, 2 picks. Love that. Corey Kennard, 14 tackles for loss, also had 9 sacks, which led the team by a lot. Ngakoue is not doing enough, but I think as a team we're getting quite a lot of pressure. 4 picks from Marcus Peters led the way. Yearly awards, Patrick Mahomes wins it. Lamar Jackson finishes at 2. Mark Nicky up to an 88 overall. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Patrick Mahomes, not a huge shock there. Defensive Player of the Year has been Benardrick McKinney. No Ravens. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Demario Chapman. Cam Way at 5. Don Leonard at 10. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Hunter Wilbur. Josh Hardwick at 4. Terrence Truman at 9. But those guys weren't even playing that much. We just need guys to get developed. Marlon Humphrey goes up to a 97 overall. Can we beat the Bills in the wild card? No. 31-24. The pain in this rebuild continues. Marcus Peters is regressing kind of hard right now. Lost 6 to man coverage. Eric McCoy is my priority. I think I'd be fine to let Marcus Peters walk. We don't have to, but I think I'm going to let him. Because we just can't afford him. Unless I franchise tag him, but it's 18.6 mil. It just really isn't close to worth it. John Franklin Myers, we don't need. Don't even remember seeing him. We have no money to sign any free agents, so it's back to the draft. We need to do better. I feel like it's not even my fault. We're taking good players, as we always do, but we're just not getting the huge difference makers. Deontay Hillhouse, would be a huge difference maker. A power move's coming out. I might make a move up. Might have to. I know we pretty much only keep taking defensive line, but those guys are just the best players in the class, like year in and year out. I might just end up trading a lot of them for picks. Who would the Steelers take here? Not for picks, but for like actual players we can draft. Would the Steelers go QB? They would. So I'm not going to trade up. Washington football team should not take a defensive lineman, but they might. There goes Hillhouse. He's a 78 overall. Okay, great. Probably would have taken him, but I thought Randy Larson was going to go. I don't know why they didn't take him. He's really good. I think we'll just end up simulating to 22. I think that's where we'll start to make a move here. Who's available that I want? Nick Henley looks pretty good. Just don't need a QB. I think the pick's going to be Bruce Bryson out of Penn State. He's a run stopper. Looks really good. Top skills out of order. Early first round guy. He should be a monster. He's a little slow, but he looks really, really good. Other than that, only player on my draft board. Kind of the only pick here. So Bruce Bryson it is. Yes. Number 3 in the draft, but we got a star or better development player. He cannot cover at all. Interesting. He might be better served on the defensive line, to be honest. Round 2. Is there anyone good here? There probably isn't. Probably a first round, like late first round defensive tackle down the board. Not really seeing anyone that's jumping out at me, so I might even end up trading this pick away. Probably will. Okay, this is a 2-part trade. Yannick Ngakoue and a 4th for a first next year from the Patriots. And our cap room is in such a weird spot. I'm going to try and make a move for J.C. Jackson. And that's just what's happening next. We need another corner. Okay, Bryce Wall, Enrique McLeod also headed the Patriots for J.C. Jackson. That is just so good for us. Makes our defense a lot better. It's an upgrade over Marcus Peters at this point, as J.C. Jackson is an 87 overall. Our defensive line is still so weird. Pierman went up to superstar dev, by the way. So that's quite nice. Kennard went up to star. Gandy had star. So dev trade upgrades are actually working out really well for us right now. Devin Duvernay went up to superstar. Okay. We just need to figure out a way to get some more playmakers out here. I think Pierman's going to move over to right outside linebacker. It's probably going to end up being Malik Harrison, who's the odd man out. Okay, Malik Harrison, a 2nd round pick, and Chuck Clark headed to Tampa Bay for Sean Murphy-Bunting. Great addition to our defense, as now we have a decision to make, because we can move somebody back to safety. Certainly an option. Got rid of Chuck Clark, but does Sean Murphy-Bunting make sense to play him at strong safety? He tackles pretty well. Zone coverage could go up into the 80s pretty easily. Decent block shed as well. Deshaun Elliott could very easily play strong safety. I think Sean Murphy-Bunting will be my new free safety for right now. 3rd round, we're taking Miles Dixon out of USC. 70 overall. Normal dev, but he's a nice 3rd cornerback option for us. Decent man coverage. However, that's going to be the end of the draft here in 2023. I'm going back to Ravens offense. Should be really interesting to see how this plays. I think Devin Duvernay should be our receiver 2. And then defensively, this is how things are looking. I am going, I think, Cleveland defense now. Sean Bunting is now playing free safety, as you guys know, and then specialist. Trying to figure out how to line these guys up. I think that Hardwick and Webb are going to be my rush ends. Bryson is not going to be a rush end. I'll tell you that for free. But will he be a sub linebacker, though? Not sure about that just yet. So you've seen the team for 2023. I mean, it looks really solid. It's just about actually going out there and playing well now. This team has constantly underperformed the entire rebuild. Been changing the playbooks around a little bit. I'm going back to Baltimore offense, trying out Cleveland defense. Give me something. Ooh, a breakout challenge for Devin Duvernay. Oh. I guess He wants 4 touchdowns or 200 plus yards. I thought that was almost he was coming off a breakout challenge. We're 3-4 at the mid-season mark. What is going on? Is it our defense or our offense that's really holding us back? I mean, we started off pretty bad, but we're getting a lot better. I feel like offense seems to be the issue. I don't think I want to go with Baltimore playbook. Is it worth a move? We're going to stick in it. We're going to do another year after this. I'll change it up if it is not working, but we got to re-sign some guys. Justin Tucker, I obviously want back, but it doesn't make sense to bring back a kicker when you can sign them for less in free agency. Patrick McQueen, big contract extension. He's back. Devin Duvernay, he's going to get a big contract extension, and he needs more money. Okay. And then J.K. Dobbins I want back as well. It's going to be 5 years for him. Like, pretty much every player I'm comfortable giving a 5-year deal to if they are 26 years old or less, depending on the position. But 25 or less, I'm giving 5 years every time. Can we actually go on a streak, though, and make the playoffs? I don't think it's impossible. We just need to step up. Snuck into the playoffs at 9-7. Didn't win the division still. 15th best offense. Lamar Jackson had a really good season, and I'm sure that as a runner, he was very, very good as well, as he had 225 yards and a touchdown, so not at all. J.K. Dobbins had his best year, and it wasn't even anything crazy. Receiving, Chris Godwin, 1,300 yards on 99 catches, 6 touchdowns, but Devin Duvernay and Mark Andrews both had 11 touchdowns. Duvernay over 1,000 yards. Hollywood Brown has done nothing the entire rebuild. And then defensively, Patrick McQueen played really, really well. Larry Timmons, 14 tackles for loss, 12 from Kennard, 10 from Webb, 9 sacks from Corey Kennard, 6 from Josh Hardwick, 4 for Larry Timmons and Brandon Webb. Interceptions, 4 for Marlon Humphrey, Hayden Pierman, 3, Miles Dixon, slot corner rookie with 3, J.C. Jackson with 2. And then yearly awards, Mark Nicky wins MVP. What team am I doing? The Ravens? Yeah, Lamar Jackson at 8. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Ryan Tannehill. Lamar Jackson at 3. Defensive Player of the Year, C.J. Mosley. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Shaquem Linton. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Miles Dixon. Okay. Let me see that rookie's development trait. Show me superstar X Factor. Star. Well, doesn't hurt to dream. We got the Browns in the wild card, though. I have a feeling they're probably going to kill our dreams if history tells me anything, and it does. Browns crush us. Not really, but they scored 43 points. Time for another offseason. Probably the final year. This team has just not performed well enough at all as the Giants, once again, are in the Super Bowl. I feel like it happens every single year, but whenever I do Giants playbook, it just doesn't go very well. They went 9-7. I'm going to try Giants offense for the final year. I'm going to give it a shot. I mean, they had the most yards by about 400. Seems like they had the most points per game. Yeah, they did, by about a full point. Exactly a full point. I'm going to try Giants offense, sure. I'm sorry, the Colts defense had 67 sacks. 67? That is such an obscene number of sacks. I need to see this. How many sacks? 13 for Darius Leonard at left outside linebacker. 15.5 for Buckner. 12.5 for Uchenna Nwosu. 10.5 for J.J. Watt. Darius Leonard really out here with 13? What position is he listed at on the Colts depth chart? Is he a rush end for them? You figure he would almost have to be, which makes no sense. He's not their rush left end or rush right end. He's their backup rush left end. I am a little confused. Hey, Kennard, up to superstar development. Still not at 80 plus power moves, but he's a nose tackle. Do I want Pierman at left outside linebacker? No, I think I would prefer Bruce Bryson in that Darius Leonard role. Maybe we'll even draft another edge rusher. We're just missing out on an elite one. We just haven't had it. I'm going to try Colts defense, and we're going to see how this goes. You know what? That's why it is. Joe Judge, it's Giants playbook. It's Giants playbook for them. Yeah, that's right. Devin Duvernay wants more money. I think we can afford it, though, pretty easily, and Devin Duvernay is back. I just might as well sign Justin Tucker from this screen. We actually cannot afford it. Huh. Alright, try to clear as much cap space as I can, or as I could, and we can just get an offer in on Justin Tucker. Yeah, test free agency. You're not going anywhere. You're franchise tagged. That was really tough to do. We just barely got enough cap room. Cut like everyone on the team who was a backup. But it was worth it because we have Justin Tucker. I need to take the best edge rusher available. If we can get a dominant edge, we're going to be in such a good spot. Okay, there's some really good players in this class. Is it worth trading up to get them? I mean, the player I really want is Larry Howard. And then Carlos Joseph in behind him is pretty good. We can get both those guys in the first round, I think, pretty comfortably. But do I want to give all that up to trade up for either Lindsey Bates, who looks to be amazing, or Emmanuel Simmons, who also looks amazing, but it would take way too much to get him. So we'll see what's available at number, let's say 10. Simmons is a 78. I'll consider moving up if the linebacker's still there at 10. But we don't really need him. All right, linebacker went at number 9. So we're going to simulate to 19. There goes a really good QB. 76 overall, but there's another really good QB down the board in the form of LaShawn Wade out of Oak State. Mid-first round guy, looks pretty solid. Joe Watkins as well. Yeah, LaShawn Wade I would definitely be drafting if we needed a QB. But here we are, pick number 19. I'm going Larry Howard, baller. Skip the combine. Skip the combine merch. Link in the description. He's 6'5", 315. Let's see what he is. 75 overall, number 7 in the class. Obviously going to be normal development because it's this game. 83 speed, 78 power moves, decent block shed. He's about every other player we've drafted this rebuild at defensive end. They're all the same. Normal dev, 75 to 77 overall. Jesus. However, Carlos Joseph completes my front 7. 75 overall, normal dev. Ranked number 8, took him at 32. He is actually so perfect at right outside linebacker with 72 power moves in my new scheme. That's a great pickup. I might even start him. 19, Eddie Jackson. Don't need a defensive tackle. Thought maybe that was a free safety. No, we could get LaShawn Wade. Shadon Rogers, though, is someone I also think would be good for us. But is he really going to be available in the 3rd round? Probably not. I'm going with the backup QB, the LaShawn Wade, star, better development, 74 overall. Really, really, really good player. He does everything well. I mean, he would very clearly be a franchise guy if not for Lamar Jackson. Shadon Wade is like 90% gone, but there is a small chance he's available. And he is gone. Wasn't supposed to go at this point, but of course went earlier. That's just kind of the nature of the beast down the board here. But Tracy Andrews, late 1st round guy available at this point. I think he's going to be my guy. This rebuild was just only taking front 7 guys who never really panned out for us, but Tracy Andrews it is. 71 overall, star, better development. 80 finesse moves. I mean, he really isn't that bad. It's just awareness and play rec hold down his overall. He's a pretty good player. But that's going to do it for the draft. 2024 probably is going to be the final season, but you know me. Sometimes I decide to do another one. But, I mean, if this isn't the year, I don't know what is. We have such an amazing team. I'm trying out this new setup. It's like a weird hybrid 3-4, but that's what the Colts had with Giants playbook. I changed everything around. I think this should be an amazing setup for success. We're going to not make the playoffs with a 90 overall team. 85 defense, like that isn't bad. That isn't even bad. But we'll see what happens. See you at the midseason mark for a nice little catch up. See how we're doing. Check in. 3-4. Bottom of the AFC North. Great. I mean, what are you going to do? 15th best offense, but that could be due to our bye week. 92 overall team. I don't really know what to tell you. This is just the way that this one's going to go. Most of them do not go like this. Chris Godwin is sitting at a 99 overall. He's a monster. Haven't really even talked about that too much. Lamar Jackson, 99 overall. Defensively, do not know the development trait of Tracy Andrews yet. But this team is just not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Playoff time. I got to do another season if we don't make the playoffs here. We didn't make them. Finished 7-9. Sixth best offense. What was the defense? I worked so hard and so long to get our defense to be good. The offense was solid. Chris Godwin was amazing. Our defense was not good. How is that possible still? Lamar Jackson, very good season. Rushing, J.K. Dobbins had his best year. Receiving, Chris Godwin was amazing. Mark Andrews was really good. Devin Duvernay was solid. Hollywood Brown still doesn't matter. Defensively, Deshaun Elliott led the way. And we actually got pressure. 9.5 sacks for Larry Timmons, 8.5 for Corey Kennard, 7.5 for Larry Howard, 5.5 for Brandon Webb. Interceptions, 4 for Patrick Queen. I guess, does it just come down to the fact that the players really have not developed all that much? Is it just based on the team with this one? 78 overall, Joe Watkins wins MVP. Lamar Jackson at 3. AFC Offensive Player of the Year is Lamar Jackson. Defensive Player of the Year, Matt Milano. Patrick Queen at 3. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Joe Watkins. Defensive Rookie of the Year is Larry Howard. We'll do one more season. I have to at this point. Have to. Okay, this is the squad. We got to bring a lot of guys back. But, you know what? These guys never really developed. Larry Timmons got up to star, right? Yeah, Larry Timmons got to come back. Corey Kennard, Hayden Pierman got to come back. So really, it's only 3 have to come back, and they are not cheap at all. Hayden Pierman is an okay contract, but I know Kennard's going to be a lot. Give me Corey Kennard back. We can franchise tag Larry Timmons, and Justin Tucker has to walk. So let me just take the money down, and then I can franchise tag. You are not testing free agency. It's 20.9 mil, and it's worth it. We got to abuse the salary cap system. We're going to the draft. Final year for real this time. Make the playoffs. Come on. Please. Oh, did Zach Martin retire? That's a bit of a problem. Tracy Andrews has star dev. I don't know how Larry Howard wins Defensive Rookie of the Year and doesn't go up in development trait. I know some of you guys are like, just do it manually. They deserve to go up, but it just feels disingenuous, so I don't do that. He's up to a 78 overall. I mean, it's just... It's not even that... I mean, it's not a bad defense. Marlon Humphrey, superstar X Factor. It just never really became elite. And that's the tough pill to swallow. Okay. What do we do with this pick? I do want to see the quarterback that we drafted, his development trait. I never really looked. I've only drafted defenses rebuild pretty much, except for one offensive lineman and a receiver that I traded away. But let's be honest here. The defense has been the issue the entire time. Matt Lambert, he has A- finesse moves. Maybe we'll try him out. This team has just been so disappointing. All right, pick 14. Who is here? Matt Lambert. He's my pick. Gotta be. Normal dev. Number 3 in the class. 82 speed, 82 finesse moves. I'm so sick of normal dev, dude. I mean, you have no idea. You actually probably do have an idea if you've watched this. I keep drafting guys because I want them to have higher development trait, and they never do. It's literally been normal development every single time. I've taken, what, only linebackers and defensive linemen this entire rebuild? This rebuild for real has been unlike any video that I've ever done. And not in a good way, I don't think. CPU can take over the rest. It's just, what's the point, honestly? Okay. This is the offense. Not much has changed. It's Devin Duvernay. I feel like I've stressed it, like, a lot, but he's up to a 90 overall with superstar development. He's been amazing. And then defensively, it is what it is. It's a decent defense. They just really haven't performed as I expected that they could. So it's been disappointing. It really has been. But this is the team we have. We have some good players out here. It's time for them to just go out and make plays. I'm trying out for the first time 3-4 Storm. Not really a scheme fit at all, but I've heard good things. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna try it out. Hopefully you just didn't hear my stomach growl. But you may have. If you didn't, well, it happened. So we are 6-1 at the midseason mark. Good thing I did another season. Lamar Jackson is playing crazy well, and our defense is the first defense. Okay. This is it. 3-4 Storm is the meta. First round bye, 15-1. First offense, Lamar Jackson definitely won MVP. Those are ridiculous numbers. And first defense. Okay, 3-4 Storm is a glitch. Lamar Jackson, 4,500 yards, 43 touchdowns, only 7 picks. Rushing. J.K. Dobbins had his best year by a mile. 1,100, almost 1,200 yards, 4.8 yards per carry, 9 touchdowns. Receiving. Hollywood Brown, over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. He was my slot receiver. Devin Duvernay, 95 catches, over 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Chris Godwin, over 900 yards, 6 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, 9 touchdowns on 66 catches. Defensively, Patrick Queen, 103 tackles, 5 for loss, 2 sacks. Larry Howard had 6.5 sacks, led the team. 4 for Corey Kennard. Doesn't seem like we got a ton of pressure, but Marlon Humphrey had 6 picks. Sean Murphy-Bunting with 3. Deshaun Elliott with 2. How do we have the best defense? Lamar Jackson clearly wins MVP. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Lamar Jackson. Defensive Player of the Year is Peter Wheatley. Offensive Rookie of the Year is Will Williams. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Clyde Simmons. Matt Lambert in there at number 8. But okay, interesting. Is 3-4 Storm just the wave now? We've made it to the divisional. We have the 9-7 Browns. Smash them. 14-3. It's a murder. Our offense can't be stopped. Also, LaShawn Wade, our quarterback. I still haven't seen his development trait. It's got to be star, right? It would have stood out to me if it was anything higher. Yeah, it is star. We have the Titans in the conference championship. I'm jumping in just in case. We haven't made it here before. We're a 92 overall team, and we've gotten out in the first round like every time. So I'm jumping in. Snowing at M&T Bank Stadium here in Baltimore, Maryland. We need to come away with a win. Come on now. Starting out, down 3-0. Titans going to score again, 10-0. We get our first points with the TD here in the second quarter, but the Titans score another one to extend their lead back to 17-7. Kick a field goal now into the second half, 13-17. But we take the lead 20-17. Our offense is getting going. Our defense is making stops. But the Titans have tied things up at 20. I'm jumping in with Lamar Jackson. We're making a play. Of course, we can just scramble if we want to. I mean, like, Lamar Jackson is going to be almost impossible for the Titans to stop. He's way too fast. He can make the throws now very, very easily. Field goal wins the game. Let's give J.K. Dobbins a carry. And they just basically fed me through the hole. Cool. Dobbins almost at 100 yards, 2 TDs. And I think this one's basically over. Dobbins again. And he's pretty much shut down. Titans going to call a timeout. We are looking at, what, 3rd and short? That's going to go, and I hate the next-gen play. Or I got to look so far down on my screen. I hate it. It's 3rd and 3, and I'll tell you, I'm looking to run. If Duvernay is open, great. They spied me. They spied Lamar Jackson. Should have expected that. Ran right at him. Kick is up, and the kick is good. We're going to take a 23-20 lead. I just played it so safe to keep the clock running and force them to call a timeout. I ran right at their spy. Wasn't wise at all. But now we need to stop from the defense. Okay, jumping in on defense. 3rd and 3. Check down. Check down. I'm all over it. Going deep. Marlon Humphrey. Intercepted. Intercepted. And Justin Tucker's on the Titans now. We couldn't bring him back. He was one of our cap casualties, if you will. It is 4th and 3. They do have Derrick Henry. Come on, Queen. Get in there, make a stop. It's going to be a run to the right. Make a tackle. Henry falls forward, but guess what? You can't run the ball in this spot. You got 20 seconds to play. 20 seconds. And they're going Henry. He stays in bounds. Oh, my goodness. He's tackled. Tennessee calls their final timeout. I don't know how I left him so wide open. And they have the best kicker in the NFL still. It's not a great spot. They're checking down. Tackles made inbounds. And the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl. Man, this was a stressful jump in. And it's the Giants in the Super Bowl at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Show me some sick development trade increases. Devin Duvernay, Superstar X Factor. Nope. He's not. But Chris Godwin is. Did he just go up? Maybe he had that last year. Either way, I'm pretty happy with it. Offensive line looks great, except for right guard, which, you know, isn't the worst thing with morale. Our receiving core is amazing. I mean, Devin Duvernay is a 95 with morale. Marquise Hollywood Brown is a 92 with morale. J.K. Dobbins into the 90s. Lamar Jackson is a 99 overall. His accuracy and throw power and everything's amazing, and he's also an unbelievable runner. And then defensively, I don't see any dev trait increases at all. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. But it is a really good team. I just need to put my bias aside here. I don't think I'm a very biased fan at all. And especially not in this case, as the Giants end up getting Ryan Ramczyk. They had a chance to take him. I think they went for Evan Ingram instead that year. But I want the Ravens to win. It's a Ravens video. I am a Giants fan. I don't want the Giants to win. Give me a Ravens victory, and I'll be pleased. At Hard Rock here in Miami. Giants out to an early 3-0 lead. Now it's 10-0. This matchup has actually happened before, by the way, as it's 17-0. It did not go like this. Kerry Collins was a QB for the Giants, and it did not go well at all. He had the worst game of any Super Bowl QB ever, and it's 34-15. We need to stop so bad. I mean, what is going on? We just got murdered in the Super Bowl, for real. What am I supposed to do here? We are going to need an actual miracle. And that's a catch. This is so stupid. Giants make it 41-15. There's no chance. I mean, our team just didn't come to play at all. At all. So the Ravens end up making a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson throws for 191 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Saquon fumbled. We scored 15 points. What do you want? I mean, there was no chance. No chance there. So that's a really awful way to end the video. I get that. But what are you going to do? Made the Super Bowl, went 15-1, and we just got crushed in Sim. But that's the nature of a rebuild sometimes. Weird video. A little bit disappointing, but that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.
I hit it at the park, Ben Bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah. Promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speedbird's good.